Hey guys, and welcome to a Minecraft mod pack review. In this episode, we'll be reviewing my mod pack, Arcane Chickens. So, as you can see, we have a lot of the same things as the last time I was playing modded Minecraft. We have the starter prefab house. This time we have the iron chest mod, which allows cool chests like the crystal chest. And we've got Pam's Harvest Craft, as you can tell by the plants down there and the plants here, which you can just break them open. Let's go into game mode 0. You can break them open and get vegetables. So some of the mods here are tech-based. A lot of them are chicken and resource-based, like thermal expansion, which is a tech mod, but also has resources that we tend to use in Tinkers a lot. Excuse the Discord noise. We have the roost and the hatchery mod to go along with the chickens, and we have more chickens as well. So you'll see some back there that are added. But we're going to start here with mystical agriculture, which comes with inferium, prudentium, intermedium, superium, and supremium, which are used for crafting seeds and crafting armor. And you can see the little sprinkler in the middle. That comes from the cyclic pack, which also is a miscellaneous tech and other mod. But right here is my favorite part, the chicken essence. You can make little chicken eggs out of the essence from these plants. And you can see the sprinkler doing its work, starting to grow the plants faster. Now let's go look at the chickens. As you can see in the roost, we have different chickens like slime, redstone, the pink chicken, the night slime, which is a tinker's one, mana steel, which is a Botania one, and then just blaze rods. And excuse the snakes. I don't know where they're at, but I want them to stay away from me. So you'll investigate them, and they'll be right here, and they'll take their time in laying their produce, depending on how rare they are. Like, I think normal chickens lay a lot faster, but I didn't stick around long after I placed them down for my file, because I went over to my server that I host for my friends. That's literally the Arcane Chicken server. But that's it for the chickens, I think, for now. Because they're not getting their produce fast enough. But if we go over here, here's a fertilizer mixer, where you can put manure in. And you can put it in a bucket of water, and it'll just go ahead and produce some fertilizer. It'll just make it itself. Then you bring the bucket over, and then it'll make fertilizer once it gets enough liquid fertilizer, which can be used for fertilizing the ground. And then you can till it, and it'll basically give bone meal effects to everything. Which I used to not know what this did, but they now have info sheets in the game. Let's just go back to daylight here for a second. As you can tell by the snake over here, we have Mo creatures installed. And here's another prefab building. This one is an automated chicken farm, which is called the Advanced Chicken Coop. And let's see if there's any more Mo creature stuff. There's supposed to be vampire slayers down here. They fell in the hole. See if I can give them a way out. There they go. They just have to swim over to it. So I have the Vampirism mod installed. One of my chickens escaped earlier, don't mind her. She's very adventurous. And here's another Mo Creatures, the fox. Now let's start going through the actual mod tabs. We have more than just what's in the tabs. We have a lot of inventory tweaks. We have mouse tweaks, random patches, a lot of core mods, stuff like that. We have Minecraft Comes Alive, which we have Gainell up here, which is the name that I gave her. You can chat with her. And you can also have the warrior ones be bodyguards for a price. And the Rustic Pack is in here, and it adds quite a few different things, like the berry bush that you just saw me harvest out of habit. But yes, let's start with the very first tab, which is Architecture Craft. This is one that I've never messed with yet. It's got different roofs, different flanks, windows, columns, walls, railings, you name it. And then the Armorer's Workshop. You can basically create custom armor and then place it on your own armor so you can look different instead of, you know, just having, let's say, ugly armor with custom traits. It'll just be a custom appearance and you'll have all the stats of the armor you were wearing. Then we have barrels, drums, storage, and more, where we have little wooden crates and barrels where we can store lots of things and liquids. Cyclic has a lot of different things. Cave binders, climbing gloves, different little charms. My favorite's the air charm, where you can basically creative fly in survival mode. And the automatic torch, which automatically puts down torches down even if you don't have any. We've got conveyor belts. We've got a whole bunch of different things, like redstone ore and lapis ore in the end, more baubles, fire starters, forester, my favorite, the harvester, out of all the machines, item collector, the magic bean, which is a very interesting thing. Let's just get an intermediate hoe. And while we do the mod review, this thing will grow. And it'll give you just a random junk object or some kind of treasure. Just you never know what you're gonna get. So we'll have that grow. The next mod is Blood Magic, which I haven't messed with yet. But I am looking into it. You know, it's got all your sigils, reagents, crystals. Just a lot of things that involve blood, demons, packs, and stuff like that. And it's got tomes for magic and all this stuff. Now the chicken mod. This one has tons of chickens. And it also includes more chickens. So you can put down a whole bunch of different ones. Like, let's just put some down. Like pig iron. It'll lay different pig iron things. I think it lays the ingots. Yeah, it lays pig iron ingot. But it comes from the More Chickens mod, while these come from the Chickens mod. Okay, that's enough chickens. Oops, keep hitting escape instead of E. Cooking for blockheads. One of my personal favorites. Because I like to use Pam's Harvest Craft. And because of that, there's a lot of cooking. And with cooking comes a lot of ingredients and a lot of recipes. And because of that, you have a lot to memorize. Well, this makes you not have to memorize anything. And this item right here is a cow in the jar. Now the cow in the jar basically produces infinite milk for your cooking needs. And you can hang your little tools up here, like, let's just go a skillet. Once you hang the skillet up here, you'll be able to use it in crafting, which is what this does. Now we can make a baked potato, but I don't have any fuel in the oven. Otherwise we can make all these other things. But it definitely makes Pam's Harvest Craft a lot easier. Let's just put our ingredients that we have in there. Let's see if it changes anything. Nope. Here, let's get a pot. If I can find it. Because you have to sift through all the potions in the game to find it. Here it is. Pot. So now we can make stock, which is an edible thing. It was easy just like that. Now on to the third page. Mo creatures. You got lots of different things. Oh. I accidentally set that down. The bed is an actual entity, so you can't really get rid of it. So we'll ignore that. That's for the cats. You can make crafted saddles. You got different parts from animals. You know, like your reptile hide, your shark teeth. You can make some turtle soup. You get raw turtle. And then there's these amulets here, which are used for special horses, which I don't have any at the moment. But pet amulets are also used for storing your pets. You can make fur armor, crystal mount armor, different weapons from scorpion parts that you get from manticores, elephant harnesses so you can ride elephants. And then here's a whole bunch of eggs and stuff for you to be able to hatch your own things. Now we're gonna try and hatch a wyvern here. We'll give it a few minutes, because it should hatch. If it doesn't, it sometimes happens. Yeah, it didn't hatch. Here's the egg itself. It might have to be dark for this one. But yeah, you just wait on the egg, and then it'll hatch into whatever the egg is. Is it gonna hatch? There we go. Little cinder snap. The dragon. So you can slay dragons and get eggs from them, and then you can hatch your own dragons that you can ride. Which we'll mess with that when Cinder Snap is full grown. As you can see, our magic bean has grown a little bit. Alright. Extra utilities. This comes with different handy things, like angel blocks if you want to build in the sky, chunk loading stuff, rainbow stone, which I have no idea what it does, little spikes used for mob farms, generators, which are very handy, my personal favorite, I don't know, here it is, the culinary generator, which you can put any cooked food into and it'll supply power. And then it's just got a whole bunch of other stuff, like a slightly larger chest, a windmill, solar panels, lunar panels, just a whole bunch of different things. I don't know what the biome markers do just quite yet, but that's what the server's for. It's for learning. Got a boomerang. Got a watering can. Just different things. Farming for blockheads. This is a handy one. Let me get this chicken nest. Basically, these guys lay eggs. They'll just automatically go into the chicken nest, which is what the hen house is supposed to be for, but the hen house only works with smart chickens, and we haven't figured out how to get those to work. So we've just been ignoring it. Where'd Cinder Snap go? Oh well, we'll find her in a bit. There she is. She's all the way back there. Okay, so farming for blockheads. Place it down. It'll spawn a person with a random name. In this case, Emerald Muncher. And you can buy a whole bunch of different seeds and things from this merchant, which is basically how you can get some of these things without having to do anything. It costs an emerald. And you can buy bone meal. Yeah, I think everything costs an emerald. Yep, 1 emerald for everything. If you see it in other mod packs, sometimes it has custom prices and custom things they sell. I'm not sure how to do that yet, so I just leave it as is. And it also has a bunch of different fertilized farmland and different fertilizers. Next is Mr. Crayfish's Furniture Mod. Now, it's got a lot of objects, but to sum it up, this is your go-to for housing in Minecraft. Got like digital clocks, TVs, couches, sofas, beds, chairs, bouncy castles, different food, grill utensils for grills that actually work. There's just a lot of stuff. I think we'll put a grill out front just for looks. Okay, now on to the Hatchery Mod. The Hatchery Mod allows you to catch chickens, make fertilizer sprayers. It's the chicken manure. It's got little bonuses and speed ups. We'll put a speed up 3 and a tank upgrade in. But you can get manure blocks, fertilized farmland, basically different chicken things, and a lucky egg machine, which I have no idea how it works. I tried to get it to work one time before and it just did not work. And here we go. We got our bucket of liquid fertilizer. Keep hitting escape. Then we have Tesla Core, which adds a whole bunch of add-ons and other things. I think it was a base for industrial foregoing, which this is where most of your tech is. You got your water condensator, the resource fisher, which I love. You just put it on top of water, and then you power it, and it'll just fish for you. And then there's the laser drill, which will mine for you. The spore recreator, which makes a whole bunch of mushrooms. Protein generators, which go off of protein. The plant interactor, which works for a lot of the plants that we mess with, because it'll right click for you. And that'll work with Harvest Craft, Mystical Agriculture, and even on Pixelmon, it'll work with apricorns. So it's a really good machine to have. Okay, moving on to JJ Coat of Arms. I still haven't figured this one out yet. I wanted to, but we'll get to it eventually. Malice's Doors basically allows doors to open differently, and has different doors, different trap doors. Let's just get. Let's get. No, not double iron. Let's get double oak for my house. Whoa! What are you? You're from the Bewitchment mod. I haven't seen you before. Get in there, Gaynell. So yeah, the doors are really big and don't quite work right. So we'll just make sure she has doors so she stays safe for whatever that is. That's from the Bewitchment mod. Okay, on to Botania. Botania, tons of plants, magical plants, and plants that do different things, like daffodils, lunium. I can't remember what some of these do. No! Get out! You horrible thing. Hold on. Let me get my sword. No. That's sad. Well, we'll miss you, Gaynell. You were inside. Did they leave a grave or anything? No. Oh, that is sad. We'll get to Minecraft Comes Alive in a bit. Under, well, Botania has different objects, ingots, different rods that you can use, different weapons. But most importantly, it's all about the plants. And they even have terrariums, if I remember correctly. They have functional flowers that are floating, different metamorphic things. Oh, and different baubles that you can equip. There's a lot. Wow, there's actually quite a few more. Mystical agriculture. You've got your different blocks of, you know, your Inferium, Prudentium, Intermedium, Superium, Supremium. You can chisel soulstone and different prosperity ore in different, basically, biomes. Different tinkering tables, different seeds, and then watering cans, enemy chunks, which are used for crafting some seeds, the essences that the seeds will make and use for crafting, and the big part, the seeds. These are basically the base of everything. Like, you can, let's say you can plant some mystical flowers, manolin, cobalt, blizz, platinum. Like, if you get a mod expansion for it, I think. Or it might just come with mod compatibility. But it'll make a lot of different things. You've got your tools, your bows, fishing rods, and your armor. Which, the Supremium Armor, which we will put on just to see its defense. Let me go into game mode. 0. And yeah, you can see the durability in the upper left corner, thanks to the RPG HUD mod. And you can see down below, it has 26 armor. It's got armor for days. And you can see here, they dropped eggs. Cindersnap is almost full grown. She's about teenage size. And yeah, you can fly. You can creative fly in survival mode, which is very handy. Okay, let's go back to creative mode. And we'll go on to the next one. Mystical Aggreditions. This adds additional stuff for tinkers like Insanium, Paxels, Nether Star Seeds, and basically it just adds other mob chunks. Harvestcraft, the big one. Got all the different ingredients and all the different foods. My personal favorite is the strawberry rhubarb pie. It's got a lot of saturation and it does 3 hunger. Yeah. It does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 saturation. So you won't be hungry for a while after eating that pie. But it's also got seeds that you can plant. And just a lot of different stuff. Trees, juices. Adds calamari, crab meat. You know, stuff like that you can cook. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of food. Also adds a whole bunch of fish as well. And you can see there's honey, royal jelly, pressed wax. Basically, you can beekeep. The roost mod. This is where you get all your chickens to put in a roost. Basically, we'll get rid of 2 of the breeders here. And we'll put roost down. Now how to catch them, you use a chicken catcher. In this case, we're going to catch the pig iron one. And it'll turn into an object that you can then put in a roost. And there's extra durability on this, so you can also do it multiple times. And they'll just stay there and, you know, lay their produce, like slime balls, redstone, pink dye. This one hasn't done anything yet. Neither is this one. This one lays blaze rods. So yeah, this is basically the full overview of how many different chickens there are. Like, there's tons. Now rustic. You've got your rustic decorations. Different wood planks, different things, gargoyles, chandeliers. But the big part of rustic is the agriculture. You've got your wild berries, your grapes, your chili peppers. You've got a lot of odds and ends, but usually you end up with apple seeds. That's what I end up with. And you get fertile soil, which is the big one that I used to use in bonsai pots, but they're not compatible in this mod pack. So until I figure that one out, you won't be able to use fertile soil in bonsai pots. And then there's Rustic Alchemy, where you can do different alchemy with different pieces like ginseng root, marshmallow, deathstalk, and different things. I haven't messed with it myself, but it's on the to-do list. Let me check this. 14%. Okay, next mod, the Vampirism mod. This has got all your items and your weapons and armor for fighting vampires or being a vampire. I don't have the vampire at the moment, so I can't show you, but trust me, it is crazy. Like, you can level up and get different abilities. Of course, you gotta drink blood all the time. You can turn pigs into vampire pigs. You can fly as a bat. There's just a lot you can do as a vampire. Beastcraft. Beastcraft I've never gotten to work right off the bat. Probably because I'm in creative mode. But you can make a little airship. But yeah, it doesn't actually spawn for some reason. So I'm assuming if you make one, it'll actually work. But they're little airships. You can add bombs and do different things. Yeah. Waystones. These are ways to teleport to and from villages. And you can just go from to and from. Yeah, and it costs experience. Cinder Snap, are you old enough yet? Yeah, I think you're full size. We'll get to you in a second. So after that, we've got Dark Roleplay. Wait, Sky Orchards. Can't forget Sky Orchards. We've got little plants that grow ore if you put the recipe in, which I added some custom recipes, so they do work. We've got Dark Roleplay now. The decorations. Little red mushrooms here and there. Basically, it's your decorative. If it's rustic and medieval, it's got it. Building materials like shingle roofs, lattice, windows. Utility ones that are actually usable, like anvils, chopping blocks, and stuff like that. The food. Haven't messed with them very much, but they do pretty good from what I've seen in other playthroughs. The equipment, paintbrushes, telescopes, war horns, and then the miscellaneous, which is more food and stuff like flour, dough, and birch planks and firewood. Then the creative only, which is regenerating stuff. Aquaculture. This adds tons of fish and different fishing rods and different Neptunium equipment. Pretty nifty. Astral sorcery. Using stars for magic. I haven't really messed with it. Yeah, it's got different ones. I use this mostly for looks and roleplay things, so I haven't really messed with it legit. But it's got constellation papers and everything. Now here's ATL Craft candles. You can have different candles, different paper lanterns, and stuff like that. If you want a light source, this is the mod. They've got tons of different light sources. Biomes aplenty. As you can see, we're in a different biome. I don't know if this one's from Biomes aplenty or not, but you can go to different places, and there's tons of different items to go with it, like honey blocks, different woods, different plants, just tons of different stuff. And oh, this is where the terrariums are. You're gonna put a cactus terrarium here. And as you can see, there's a little cactus in it. It's got different ores, different doors, trees, boats, and honeycomb and stuff like that. Like honey for cooking. Next mod, comforts. Got your hammock and your sleeping bag. Basically it. Now on to tinkers. Got your tinker's general items, which are your ingots for your new ores, mending moss and modifiers, and basically tons of different stencil tables, part builders, tool stations, tool forges, and we have construct armory, which adds armor forges. So you can create armor from that. There's just lots of different things you can do with tinkers. Now the base of it is making weapons and tools. So you can see these pre-made ones. And there's different compatibilities with different mods. So you can see different things like enchanted lumber axe, evil infused lumber axe, magical wood, and even intermedium, supremium, and all that good stuff. The weapon I'm using is the firewood longsword to take care of all the mobs when I'm in survival. And you've got your tool parts, which, you know, every ingot and every choice. So it gets to be a very bulky mod. Then here's the smeltery parts that you can use to make the smeltery, along with the casts. And here's the world stuff that spawns for slimes and Slime Island, which there is one right over here somewhere. I saw it earlier. But you'll see it floating in the sky and it'll just drop a whole bunch of slimes. It's pretty wild. And the gadgets like wooden rails, slime channels, slime boots, which are really handy. Which I think I shall test them. Oh, they don't work in creative. But you can bounce around and when you hit the ground so you don't take as much damage. Custom NPCs. If you want to do questing and roleplay, this is your go-to. You can add custom scripts and everything. So let's just spawn a guy here and let's select a texture. He'll be Evil Gold Knight. And if you talk to him, he'll just say some scripts. In this case, it's just hello at player. So it'll say hello friendly artist. But you can set him up to, you know, have stats, fight for you or run away, his inventory, the advanced giving him a role or a job, or advanced lines, and different factions and quests. Basically, if you want a roleplay or a quest-driven Minecraft experience, custom NPCs is it. And here's the props mod, which has a whole bunch of decorations. I'm just going to flip through them because we've gone through the props mod before in another mod pack. Yeah, there's tons of different props you can have. Like I'm going to just put some pumpkins to go with my mushrooms. And they actually light up. And here's the Patreons that have supported the game. They get their own dolls. Religion, science, sports, stairs, storage, technology, toys, trophies, and yard. Like, there's a lot. And then they've got familiar fauna, which sometimes spawn different things. My favorite, the pixies. They look like Legend of Zelda fairies. Minecraft comes alive. As you can see, you can spawn male, female villagers. You can marry them. You can have kids with them. You can make gold dust or rose dust. Basically, there's books on telling you how to do things. And we revived Gainel, which apparently there was a Gainel alchemist for some reason. So now, Gainel is back to life. Only unfortunately, we're not married anymore and we're at 0 hearts. So you have to start all over again. But she's alive. That's what matters. Thermal series. You've got your blocks and different ores for thermal stuff. And fluiducts. Got your different items like your gears, your pulverized ores, your different ingots, plates, all the basis for actually building the machines. And here's all the upgrades and augments. And Mousy's mobs. These adds a whole bunch of bosses and some different armors. Like, it's crazy. We actually fought the one that drops this rot helm. He's called Ferris Rotnot. He's actually really interesting to fight. Then we got rope bridges to make your own rope bridges. Thaumic Tinker, which allows you to do, Thaumic Tinker stuff. Here's the tools, like satchels and capacitors, for the thermal series. Which we have Thermal Dynamics, Thermal Foundation, and one of the other thermals. I can't remember what it's called. But you've got all these different fluids and morbs and stuff. Covers for your cables. Yeah, just tons of different covers for your plates. And then the Between Lens. This is a world or a biome that I haven't explored yet. But it's got a whole bunch of different blocks, different mobs. Like, you name it. I've seen it compared to a Dark Australia, which is really weird. It's got different food and different things. The gear. Got your different armor. Swords, your different arrows. Basically, buckets filled with tons of different things. All the different plants that you can see in the Between Lens. And even more plants from the Between Lens. And potions. Thaumcraft, the big magic pack, which is a very popular one. I've just started dipping my toes into it, so I can't really explain a lot about it, but it's got, some candles, lots of magic, lots of equipment to learn said magic, different crystals, little vials of stuff, and then, tools, armor, lots of different things like that, and it spawns Crimson Cult members a lot, and they're scary to fight when you find them early on. Chisel. If it's a block that exists, you can craft something different out of it. Like, you can make all these blocks look different. Like, there's tons of them. More crafting tables. This is by LD Shadow Lady, a YouTuber that you may have heard of. She does Sims videos, Minecraft videos. I think she does Sims videos. I know she does Minecraft. Like, that's where I've seen her from. But you can have, like, tons of different crafting tables. Like, let's look at some of these. We got the Viva one, which is carnival themed. Gift box, mermaid, floral. Like, these are just some of the prettier ones, in my opinion. And you've got, you know, your different colors. And, you know, you've got rainbow. Doggy talents. You got a dog, you can train it and give it different skills, different equipment and accessories. Basically making your pet dog a lot more useful in battle. Dungeon tactics. I'm not exactly sure what the basis of it is, but you've got a whole bunch of weapons. You've got mobs that carry said weapons, mostly the shields. You got your armor that you can get, like bone chest plates, steel leggings. You got your blocks. My favorite being the Sanguine Rose, that you stand on it and it gives you regen, which is very handy. I have one in my house on the server to basically heal up. The Wizardry Mod. This is for Electroblob's Wizardry. Basically, you got your parts, your workbench, where you put your wand in the center. You got your crystals here, your upgrades here, and then you can just apply spells up to 5. Like, let's grab a wand. I need a novice wand. Let's just do Wand of Embers. We'll put that in here. And we need some crystals. Which we'll just grab it. Those aren't it. We'll grab a handful of these. And it'll power up your thing. And you can assign spells to the side. Now if we get any spells in the list here, we'll just assign them. Got your wizard gear, your wand, your armor, different rings, different amulets, just tons of different things. Now here's your spells. We'll grab Snowball, Ignite, Magic Missile, Thunderbolt, and Summon Zombie. And we'll just assign those to our wand. And you can just hit Control and scroll, or you used to be able to. You can just flip through your spells. And let's summon zombie. And let's bite it. The spells aren't very strong, but they do their job. Now for iron chests. This gives you different chests and upgrades. So you can have the iron chest, the gold chest, diamond, copper, silver, crystal, obsidian, and dirt chest 9000. Which I have never messed with one of these, which makes me concerned. How do you... Oh, it's just infinite dirt. Okay, that makes sense. But you can upgrade your shulker boxes as well to make them more handy to carry around and easier to go through. Like, see, you can see through this one. So if I put my spell books in there, you'll be able to see through it and know what's in there. Pretty handy. Storage drawers. This is basically just more storage for different things. Tinker's Complement. This gives you some extra armor, a melter, and a seared heater, and an alloy tank. Just basically a smaller smeltery. Tinker's Complement Tools also comes with various chisels. And now we're at the very last, the varied commodities. These are the NPC tools and stuff. So we've got furniture, different blocks, different items that you can use for quests and roleplay, different weapons, very handy weapons, I like them, and even shields. But there's tons of different weapons you can have for your NPCs, and different armors as well. So that's it for the mod part. Now off we fly, off on Cindersnap. It's a little laggy depending on your connection, but you can fly pretty well. And you can also, of course, you know, just ride them normally. And if I can remember how to descend, we'll just descend the, you know, traditional way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mod pack review of my mod pack, Arcane Chickens. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it too while playing it. Yes. Words. I'm kinda shy when admitting stuff about my own mod pack. So, until next time, guys. See ya.